I'm breaking out, I'm breaking in. I just can't help this state I'm in. I'm on my way, y'all. So put your shades on, this light's so bright, it's blinding. I'm radiating love, I'm radiating love, I'm radiating love. Breaking free, I'm breaking ground. I can't explain this thing I found. The clouds have moved on. I got my groove on. This pep in my steps infectious. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love. I've been stuck in a rut. I've been shit out of luck. I've been wondering what is up with me. And then I realized it's up to me to decide. I can just be radiating love. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love.
Full screen. I can wave my arm. Well, I can still wave my arms. We're waving our. Oh, here we are. Hi, welcome. We're just having fun here on the in-person celebration. Happy Sunday, everyone. You're watching the New Thought Spiritual Center Sunday celebration. I'm Rev J. Willick, and you're here with all of us that are here in person here in Burbank, California. And I just want to start off by reminding you, like I do every Sunday, every darn Sunday, you're an irresistible magnet with the power to attract unto yourself everything that you desire. So that's something you need to remember. That's something I need to remember too. Don't think that I don't need to remember any of this as well. So welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. We've been talking, so they've been welcomed already. As we do at the beginning of our Sunday celebration, every Sunday we step into our statement of principles of why the New Thought Spiritual Center was put together and what we're doing and why we're doing it, and that's all right here behind me on these three signs. So we're going to start with our purpose statement, which is to reveal the divinity in you, and that's a big purpose, the big purpose of why we're here. And in order to facilitate this purpose, we have to have a vision. And our vision statement is to vibrate at the speed of the divine. And I'll explain that not this month because we have a highlighting. We every month we highlight one of our statement of principles, and this month we highlight our mission statement, which is how you achieve the vision statement. And our mission statement is to bust through, soar, and zoom. So I have a little, you probably can't see it because the podium's in the way, but I have a quote here from Richard Bach. You might remember Richard Bach wrote the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull and 2, 3, 4 others. And he wrote this quote: "To fly as fast as thought, you must begin by knowing that you have already arrived." And the reason I love this quote is because it is the really the basis of a lot of our teaching in this philosophy and in the science of mind and other New Thought movement philosophies that are similar to science of mind. It's got to be here first. It's got to be not just in your brain mind, but in your whole body mind first. And once it's there, then the universe can do its thing to bring it into your life the way you like it. So that's our statements of principles. That's why we're here, to bust through, soar, and zoom this month. Whatever it is, even if it's a positive stuff, even if we were just talking about some great stuff that were happening this week for Dana and Chris, and you can bust through even the good stuff to make it even. Now she used the correct word better. I was going to say more gooder, to make it more gooder, more good. All good. That's what we want to bring in, is all good. So now we want to step into our sacred space. I always like to get going with things by going into a sacred space, by doing a guided meditation. I know a lot of places do a little meditation before a service, before their celebration. I like to do it within ours. I like ours to be participatory and not just me or any of our great wise friends chatting away, so that we participate here. Yeah, come on in. And more people arrive and get applause. Great. Okay, away from the camera. Yay. Okay, so here we go. We're laughing, we're being silly, we're having fun. And when you step into your sacred space, it seems like it should be this big serious step into you, get all centered. And it is. And you want to get all centered and you want to get grounded, et cetera, but you can also laugh and smile through a guided meditation. And I encourage that here. I don't know if you hear maybe little giggles now and then online from the people here, but I encourage that, because even if you have to kind of fake the laughter at first, that's okay, because your body doesn't know the difference. Your body says,
absolutely correct.
Some Santa-esque guy behind the camera, your body doesn't know the difference. And your mind will step in and take that fake little laugh and turn it into a real one and change the body chemistry of what's going on. So let us step into our sacred space. Those of you at home on the internet there will see a little video as we begin. Turn that up a little bit so people can hear it a bit. That's it. Well, here we go. So at this time, we want to enter into our sacred space, and it matters not where you are, how noisy or not noisy the environment is. You are entering a sacred space where you can open your heart and your mind to awaken to the highest and deepest part of our divine selves. You can close your eyes if you'd like. You don't have to. Put them at a soft focus. That's nice. We plant the seeds of our greatest adventure in this sacred space. We nurture it with the water of faith, the soil of spirit. We call in the wisdom from ancient times, quantum science, that which is more and more proving this philosophy, the New Thought philosophy, using science, so that we now may transcend time and space into the grace, love, and power of the universe. If you haven't already, put your feet on the ground or cross-legged if you have the ability to do that. Uncross your legs as far as Like your feet on the ground, we like to allow the energies and the power and the grace and the love of this planet to bring its energy into our bodies. And we invite that energy right here and now. Let us take a deep breath through our nose, filling our lungs with air. Take it slowly. And then let it out through your mouth. Let's take that deep breath again together. Let your chest expand, your lungs expand as much as you can. Again, let it out through your mouth. One more time. Feel those lungs, the breath, the divine coming into you. And allow it to flow out, sharing this air with the planet, the trees, the rocks, all that live by the air that we exhale. Go ahead and start breathing slowly but normally. Take your time. Allow that energy from the Mother Gaia to rise up from your feet. You can feel it maybe tingle or tickle, vibrate. And allow it to rise up past your calves to your knees. Let that glow, that energy vibrate in your knees, warm them up, loosen them up. And bring that energy up your legs to the base of your spine. And allow that energy to just sit there at that spot. You can feel the warmth in the lower back. And then just let it drop. Let that energy drop back to the earth so it can circulate. And now let's intentionally invite the energy of the universe, cosmos, come upon us from above, from around. The warmth of the sun's rays, nice and warm here in Southern California. Either way, allow those rays to come down upon us, drip down like honey, wash down like a waterfall. I'd like to read something from the Tao Te Ching. It says, when you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Living in gratitude affirms us as abundant beings who give freely, lovingly, and mightily. How awesome it is to give like the sun. The sun gives because that's its nature. It doesn't give to get feedback. It gives equally to all in its grand way. Generosity with abundant power. It just gives. When we appreciate the experiences we wish to create, we magnetize to them. Through authentic gratitude, you become a vibrational match to your vision. Visual vision this week. What is your goal? What is your purpose this week? Or sub-purpose? I'm sure you have a purpose of life. Think about that for just a minute. If you desire wealth, appreciate wealth. You want to live your life's purpose passionately, seek out and admire people living their own life this way. If you desire love and harmony, don't ask for it or complain it's not present. Evoke it and bring it to your lover, your friend, your business, or any relationship without attachment to particular outcomes or responses. Just give, accept, attract. If you desire spiritual evolution, give to spiritual communities that nourish your soul. This is the power of tithing. It doesn't have to be money. You can tithe your time, talent. In this moment, in this week, let us take a pause once again and consider, what are you grateful for? Name one thing, name 5 things. Play the words in your mind. See the experience in your head. What are you grateful for? In addition to this list you have spoken in your mind or maybe out loud, add this. Speak this in your mind as I speak it, or just listen and hear it and allow it to be with you. I am grateful for my heart that beats and keeps me alive. I am grateful for my heart that beats, keeps me alive. I am grateful for my senses that help me perceive the world. I am grateful for the senses that help me perceive the world. I am grateful for the clothes that I'm wearing that protect me and keep me warm. No matter their price, no matter how old or new they are, I am still grateful for them being in my possession. I'm grateful for the tree in my yard or the tree in the park nearby, or the tree that I see along the freeway. For it is beautiful to look at and reminds me of the power of nature, the power which I belong with. I call to you to honor each breath, each moment. Give praise. For appreciation attunes us with the splendor all around and inspires us all to take care of one another and the earth, reminding us how precious life is. And as you slowly bring yourself back, let me finish with this knowing. I am grateful for the I am that I am. I am grateful for the I am that I am. I am grateful for the I am. I am grateful for the I am. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am. I am. I am. Slowly open your eyes, knowing this is so. From this point on, forever and ever. Take a deep breath. This is a sacred space that doesn't just go away because you've opened your eyes. It is here and now for as long as you like it to be. And if you feel it drifting away, just take a breath. So, now it's time for some wisdom from Caressa McElhaney. He's going to come up here and give you some words of wisdom and talk about our affirmative incantation for the week.
All righty. Hello. All right. Well, releasing it is the theme of the month, right? So my question is, how do you think about yourself? When others ask you, what do you do? Or tell me about yourself. What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Do you define yourself a certain way? Or do you have a line that you usually use to describe yourself? I know in the profession of acting, we're encouraged to come up with a description, a way of looking at yourself that so you can pitch yourself to casting people, right? And it's to help them know like how you fit in, basically. The tricky part of this kind of thinking, not just in acting, but in real life, is it can easily limit ourselves by putting these labels on ourselves, by having certain stories that we tell each other or that we tell to define what our lives are like. And, a lot of times these stories are true, but by reliving or rehashing them all the time to let others know who and what we are, we simply reinforce our limitations. They become self-imposed. So by focusing on the present moment, by living in the now, by releasing our connection to our stories of woe or victimhood, or even of past moments of glory, we free ourselves to become something new, someone new, to expand on our innate talents by opening up our minds to new possibilities, new inspirations, new creations. So Wayne Dyer, in his very cute little book, 10 Secrets for Success in Inner Peace, which I've had this book for a long time, and it's really quite simply written and really nice, though. 10 really wonderful ideas. He says, make an effort to remove all labels that you've placed on yourself. Labels serve to negate you. You must ultimately live up to the label rather than being the limitless spirit that is your true essence. You're not an American, an Italian, or an African. You're a member of one race, the human race. You're not a male or a female. You're not a Democrat or a Republican. You are one with the true oneness, God. You're not athletic or magical, mathematical or literary or any other label. Transcending labels, particularly those that have been placed on you by others in your past, opens you to the opportunity of soaring in the now in any way you desire. You can be all things at any present moment in your life, which I love. I love that. So I'd like to go and read our affirmative incantation. Do y'all have your little cards here? All right, let's just all read it together. My natural state of being is joy, the joy of divine love, expressing understanding as a part of every reaction I have. The joy with divine intelligence, informing me with the wisdom of the ages to use in every reaction. The joy of focusing on divine intuition to act as my vision board. Inner peace, harmony, and the strength of a lion is my vibe today. I love that line, especially the joy of focusing on divine intuition to act as my vision board, which is kind of meaning being in the present moment, being in the moment we are in without relying on accolades or whatever, our history to prop us up. And it's just using our intuition, tuning into that oneness and knowing that it is always there to serve us as our vision board, what we want, what we desire, what we want to see in the future. So let's take a moment, and if you like, close your eyes, and we'll do an affirmative mind treatment together. Nice deep breath. It's always so wonderful to feel that incredible energy, that incredible lift that taking a deep breath gives you. Reminding you that your body is so alive and awake and alert, ready to go, ready to use that brain, ready to use that body to create and to dive into whatever it is that we desire. And I know right here and right now that we are in the moment of being in the present moment. We are looking forward at times to what we desire, what we want our lives to be, what we are manifesting for ourselves. But at the same time, we are in this moment knowing that truth, knowing that it will be there in the future because we have spoken our word. We have made that decision. We have declared that need, that want, that desire. So knowing that, I know that whatever it is that we are manifesting in our lives is already come to be, has already come to pass, and is waiting there for us at the exact right moment. So with this knowledge, with this surety that I gain by tuning into my intuition and to my oneness with all that is, I simply release it. I let it go. I am grateful for it. And together we can all say, and so it is.
Yay!
Very interesting that you do that and say yay and all that fun stuff, because I'll be talking about that in a few moments. But first, he takes a deep breath as he walks around the camera. Oh, it's not even on me anymore.
No, we got the whole.
Oh, you got the whole world.
Well, you know,
On the,
we have to take advantage of widescreen and hide that, right?
there you go. So
You need that other mic?
No, we got it right here.
he's got the second one.
Well, we do need to bring this one over.
Oh, I will do that for you. Good thing
That's
I'm
the
wearing.
fun part about these things on every Sunday now is how does the audio actually work? All right, very
Good
good.
thing I have some black on because you got to wear black. So Steve Apperson is here with a new song.
Well, we have to thank Caressa. There would have been no live stream today without her because, you know, I get to live with this wisdom every day, right? And so her action hero talents got us taken care of today, right? So we've been celebrating our 10-year anniversary, and she introduced me to this practice of New Thought, and knowing the truth around you really helps a relationship. Knowing the truth between each other, well, that helps straighten the relationship, right? So she had the audacity of accusing me for plagiarism with this song. How dare you? Do yourself a favor now, reach way deep down inside. Feel the underneath of your soul. Reach the hidden pleasures that you've dared yourself to feel. Celebrate the light you now hold. Don't get trapped with what's inside your head. Surrender. Shred the hesitance, instead release and tender. Your magnificence you tread. Roll your heart over, reveal that part, and let go. That's right, let it go. It's really easy to tag along and accept things as they are when you really want more. It can be somewhat daunting when you're really wanting to expand, express, and explore. It's time to reach out to the sky and be enlightened by the hidden heights you measure. And right then, you can see who your hidden pleasures. Roll your heart over, deal with that part, and let go. Yeah, let go. Unhinge the gravity of fear. Liberate those notions that are never ever clear. Keep on striving. Seek beyond the light. Keep on thriving. And release what you ignite. Roll your heart over. Peel away that part. And let go. Do yourself a favor, reach way down deep inside. Find the underneath of your soul. You gotta face your hidden pleasures that you dare to long feel. Celebrate the light you now hold. Don't get trapped with what's stuck inside your head. Just surrender. Shed the hesitance instead. Release and tender the magnificent you shred. Roll your heart over and feel that part and let go.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. Wow.
I'm wearing black.
You are wearing back, so you're perfect. So, give it up. That's my talk title today. Give it up. Now, the phrase give it up has two meanings. One is to stop doing something or saying something or believing something, right? Obviously, give it up. Give up thinking this way. It's about perspective and action and thought. It's about releasing the unwanted thoughts or the undesired or the destructive dissemination of junk ideas. That's kind of a fancy way of saying it. Of thinking of have-not attitudes, having those have-not attitudes or ineffective platitudes or other decrepitudes. I like rhyming. Of belief. I like that rhyming thing, huh? Give it up. Stop. Don't think about that way. Don't think that way anymore. It equals letting something go out of your life. Hate, anger, disappointment, derision, division. Some people. Yeah. You've gotten rid of a few people in your life now and again. Sometimes you have to. Yeah. It's not just for Lent. It's not just for Yom Kippur. It's not just for Ramadan or Ayam Iha. We give it up for our health and our well-being, our success, and the very existence of our future, or that of the planet, of our children or grandchildren, etc. Give it up means to stop thinking something because thinking it makes it so. I have a little poem I found called Thinking by Walter D. Wintle. No one knows much about Walter D. Wintle, but I know this poem has been used in some books. So have a listen. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out of the world we find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster person. But sooner or later, the person who wins is the person who thinks they can. The second meaning of give it up is about giving recognition to or appreciation for something. You go to a concert, you go see a play, you even go to a movie for that matter, and you see a good performance or something that inspires you, then you give appreciation. And there's many ways to do that, of course. A great service to the community or humankind is a way to give it up by going out. Like this week, many people will spend their Thanksgiving going to a shelter and doling out food. That's a way to give it up. Or like this story of this person who came through diversity without much, as usually these stories about somebody comes through diversity, they didn't have much, but determination, tenacity, wonderment, and that whole idea that I talk about every once in a while of falling forward. So, during the 1960s, when Chinese communism was at its peak, everyone pretty much in China lived in poverty. Many still do. In a small town named Hangzhou lived a musician storyteller with his wife and 3 kids. The second child, his name was Jack. I'm not sure if that was really his name or if he has become Jack, because that's what they call him now. In 1964, he was born. Now, he was a little bit different than his siblings. He liked to read. And he was an avid reader of Mark Twain, which is very interesting because I didn't know Mark Twain was translated into Chinese, but evidently it had been. But he was eager to learn English as he grew up. So when he became of an age where he could bandy about on his own, there was tourism booming in China in the late 60s, early 70s. So this kid would get up every morning at 5 o'clock and ride his bicycle for 40 minutes to an international hotel near his hometown, obviously, and would wait there for tourists to show up. And then he would approach them with a deal. He would show them around the city and be their travel guide if they would teach him English. And neither rain nor snow or the darkness of early morning would stop this kid, Jack, from waiting outside the hotel day after day, morning after morning, year after year. One day he met an Australian family and they became friends. They really clicked and they ended up inviting him to come to Australia, where when he got there was amazed at the standard of living in the Western world. Much different than his village where he grew up, or even that hotel where he met people. Though his English improved, because he was around English-speaking people, obviously, a lot for a while, other studies did not, especially math. He failed his primary school examinations not once, but twice. Later in middle school exams, he failed 3 times. After completing high school, he failed his university exams again 3 times. One time, he only achieved 1 out of a possible 120 points. Another time, he did a little better. He got 19 out of 120. He even applied for Harvard. Talk about tenacity. 10 times. Got rejected every time. Eventually, he was able to get into a teacher's college where he graduated and got a bachelor's degree in English. Now, so English was his thing, obviously. After college, he applied for 30 different jobs and got rejected by all of them, including a job at Kentucky Fried Chicken. 24 people applied around the same time that he was applying for a job at KFC. 23 got selected. He was the only one who didn't get hired. Later, he applied to become a police officer. 4 out of 5 people who applied for the job got selected, but Jack got rejected and told by the official, "You're no good." In 1995, he visited the United States and was introduced to the world of internet and computers. And he went searching for China on the internet. So 1995, you remember, these are early days of having a home computer. And the internet was pretty much just starting. I think there was email, and you could go to, what were they called? Those news boards and stuff. There wasn't a whole lot of websites. Anyway, he searched for China on the internet. He couldn't find it anywhere on the World Wide Web. A country of 1 billion people was not even listed. I mean, there were no websites. There was no reference to it except for maybe history or the fact that that place was there. That's when he realized there's a potential business opportunity for him on the internet. He then launched a website for Chinese products with his friends called the China Page, sort of like a Yellow Pages, the business-to-business Yellow Pages. But it was ultimately shut down due to lack of funding. Evidently, he spent all his money putting it together, and then when it was time to get it working, they didn't have any funds. They hardly had any funds left, so soon, businesses can take a little time to get going. Anyway, boom, closed, gone. So to cut through the chase here of this story, Jack tried to raise money from venture capitalists in Palo Alto, in the Silicon Valley, for some other computer internet kind of World Wide Web business he was thinking of. And the investors he met with expected him to present a fully developed business plan, right? You put together a business plan. This is what we're going to do. This is who's going to like this, et cetera, and this is how we're going to make this happen. But much like Bloomberg, the Google founders, and so many other successful company founders, Jack did not have a business plan. His motto was, if you plan, you lose. If you don't plan, you win. Later, he came up with an idea that revolutionized e-commerce in China. The man I'm talking about is Jack Ma. Jack Ma is the founder of Alibaba, the Chinese Amazon. He's now officially the richest man in China with an estimated net worth of $25 billion. And the first mainland China Chinese entrepreneur to appear on the cover of Forbes. He speaks good English, but his math skills suck. Supposedly his computer skills are pretty bad. Jack Ma's example illustrates the willingness to be one who is open to new ideas and always ready to adapt his business model. Now, of course, he didn't come up with a business plan, but he had a business model. He knew what he wanted to do. He knew it had to do with commerce. So there was some sort of model going on, some sort of plan. It just wasn't written out in the usual way. So he felt it's important, and that's part of the point here, to be flexible. It's more important to be able to adapt your business model, to adapt what it is you've decided you want to bring into your life, or you've decided to have different in your life, to adapt to that whole idea of this or more, this or better. He said that that's more important than book knowledge in business administration, which of course he had none. In a lecture, Jack Ma said it is not necessary to study an MBA. Most MBA graduates are not useful. Unless they come back from their MBA studies and forget what they've learned at school, then they will be useful. Because schools teach knowledge, where starting business requires wisdom. Your life is a business. Wisdom, he says, is acquired through experience. Knowledge can be acquired through hard work. If you don't give up, you still have a chance. Giving up is the greatest failure. So that story is telling us to not give up. When you give it up, what you want to give up is your belief in lack, is your belief in limitation, whether that limitation is because there's so much competition, quote unquote, your age, your education. Jack Ma being the, not the only one, but being the example here, or an example I've used before when I've talked about people who end up being successful, well-known, important, like Abraham Lincoln, if you remember that story. Failure after failure, business after business failures. Falls in love with a woman, she dies. Falls in love with someone else, she leaves him. Runs for several different state and federal political positions. Nobody wants him. But what did he do near the end of his life? You can adapt, change, or modify your dream, your idea, your intention, or your declaration, but don't give it up. Give up giving up. Unless this idea you have, unless this dream you have, unless this intention you have is not matching you anymore, is not feeding your soul anymore, well, then you can turn around and chuck it, so to speak. Give it up. Give it up. Applaud where it has gotten you. Now, this week is Thanksgiving. And so I want to talk a little bit about gratitude. So when we give it up, in this sense of giving it up, we want to applaud wherever your life has gotten to you right now. We want to appreciate where it's going to take you from this moment on. We want to give a hand for the next adventure we're going to take ourselves on, whatever that is, to the grocery store or to the top of a mountain. It matters not. We want to hail the universe for all the ways it has shown us the way, whether we caught the red flag or listened to the intuition or not. It was there available to us. Did we learn from not listening? You can learn from not listening to that just as much as you can learn from listening to the wisdom that shows up from the universe. So again, that's our connection with Thanksgiving this week, to give it up for gratitude. And I want to leave you with a quote by Joe Dispenza. I believe I quoted him last week too, actually. Joe Dispenza, if you didn't know, is I think his practice is a chiropractor, but he has changed he's adapted his scientific background with spirituality and successful living. And he's written several books, and he goes around and lectures and teaches here and there. And it's great books that he has written. One was called Supernatural, I believe. Joe Dispenza said this: gratitude is a powerful emotion to use for manifesting, because normally we feel gratitude after we receive something. Do I not say that every once in a while? That's very close to that's very close to what Richard Bach was talking about here. It's already arrived. When we do a spiritual mind treatment or an affirmative prayer, there's a point of the fourth step, as they call it, where you're in gratitude. Not gratitude, thank you, God, for bringing this to me, or thank you, universe. It's not that kind of gratitude, although you can have that kind of gratitude if you want. That's nice. It's gratitude because you've already decided it's showing up. It may not be here in your hand, but it's here in your hand. He continues with, so the emotional signature of gratitude means it all has already happened. When you are thankful or you feel appreciation, you are in the ultimate state to receive. When you embrace gratitude, your body, as the unconscious mind, will begin to believe it is in that future reality in the present moment. That's what I want to bring you today. Give up. Give it up. All those ideas that you can't, you shouldn't, you won't, give it up. And as you give that up, then give it up this way. Give it up this way and this way. And be thankful and sit in your gratitude, not just this week with your turkey, I was going to say turkey high. It's a turkey high at first with your tryptophan sleepiness and gratitude is not a November thing. As I said earlier in the month, gratitude is not a third Thursday of November thing. Gratitude is an all the time thing. So give it up not being grateful every day, and give it up being grateful every day, and enjoy your thankful life so you can appreciate your joy every day, all the time. Thank you so much. Namaste. Let us place our hands on our hearts and together declare our love offering blessing. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless.
It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you for your blessed love offerings.
That I don't know who wrote that actually. And that's something you can do for yourself. That's another way to give it up in gratitude. You can say this prayer and change the my spiritual center to my bank account, my life, my child's life, whatever, and use this. If you don't feel like you can come up with something, use these things. Use the old ones we say all the time. And then if you feel like it's not working for you, you've taken that step. And that's the step to finding it truly from the inspiration within you. So announcements. Next week we have Laura Coyle coming to visit us. She is, I'll be here, but she'll be our musical guest. And you might have seen her when we were only online. She's a great friend, a great singer-songwriter, and like I was saying last week, she's a life coach. So I'm going to be talking with her about what that means and how spirituality gets connected with that, and how it doesn't. How it's sneaky. Because life coaches, that's all. A lot of it's practical stuff that I bring in here too. I kind of sneak them in here and there, but they work. They work for everyone. So anyway, she'll be here next week, and that's it. That's all I have to say about next week. Just an update. Some of you on Facebook might have seen this, but my first book is supposedly has had its first incarnation of what the book will look like. I haven't seen it yet because I found out that they were finished with their ideas about it. So I'm going to take a look at that today and tomorrow and see if what I said matches what they think, and then we'll play with that. It's all in the formatting. Everything's been proofread, et cetera, et cetera. It's all in the formatting and what pictures are going to be put in there, et cetera, et cetera. That's where we're at. I'm not going to promise that it'll be out by Christmas. It might be. We'll see. We're also working on getting interviews and stuff like that put together, so that I'll be on podcast explaining the book, et cetera, et cetera. And so that'll be in the next few months. And then next is Oprah and Super Soul Sunday. That would be sure. Why not? I can drive to Mendocino, and it's a short drive. So anyway, I'm very excited about this. I've been working on it for quite a while, and really dug in the last few months. And actually, the second volume is already begun as well. But we'll get the first volume going, and then I'll get into the next volume. So we'll talk about that more as the weeks go on. And so there you have it. Did you roll some credits on the bottom?
Took care of that.
Oh, that's taken care of. So my thanks then is to Caressa McElhaney, who's always fabulous, always brings her talent and wisdom and choices of fabulous things to read. And of course, behind the camera, and our musical guest this week, once again, with another, we got 2 albums, working on 2 albums now, man. You got more than 12 songs. Steve Apperson, thank him. Who's with us every week, and he's the one who a couple years ago called and said, "Okay, buddy, you need to stop being the one pressing all the buttons. I'll be the one pressing all the buttons." You just stand there and look pretty. So we're still working on that. So here we go. Let us. Did you have a second song, by the way?
You can play the second song.
Okay, he's going to play a second song. But before we get to that, let us know this. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Lots of talking. Lots of stuff. Lots of information. Remember, you only have to remember one thing. One thing that was said today, whether I said it, whether it was in the song, whether it was something Caressa said, just remember one thing to take home for this week. One thing that takes you the next step. If it's 2 things, if it's 10 things, fabulous. And let us know that there is one mind, there is one power. This power is within us. This power is the impetus for us to attract what we have decided to have in our lives. But that power is within us. That power is us. You can call it whatever you want. But it makes us a magnet as we choose to be a magnet for whatever we choose to bring forth into our lives. So let us declare it together. Let us declare our intention to be a magnet to success, whatever that means for you, to prosperity, whatever that means to you, to perfect health, loving relationships, kindness, respect. And let us know that that spreads forth from each of us here, online, anywhere in the world that is open to this treatment. That the world steps up to respect. That the world steps up to kindness. To love being the only way. That the world stands courageous and thus with faith and not fear. Faith protects us. Faith brings us peace and sanity and calm and courage. You can define faith any way you like. Spiritual faith, religious faith. But it is here I speak and declare faith in humankind, faith in the best of our qualities, faith that only the best of our qualities is shown. We are deciding that here and now. We are allowing anything that doesn't agree with that to pass through, to move on. For we have the power to turn away from the condition, not to ignore it, because we are not ignoring it. We are taking our faith right here and now, and we are declaring that it is null and void. That which does not equal love and peace and calmness and the courage of faith to be respectful and kind and loving, and only that. Even when you're disappointed or angry. We solidify, we concretize that faith here and now. We are the power, each and every one of us. This is the power of love. This is the divine power of intelligence. And so I release this word, knowing that it spreads out throughout this state, this city, this country, and this world. Love is the only way. Faith is the only way. And we bring it forth with the power of God, the power of the universe, the magnitude of the Big Bang. And so gratefully, I release this word, knowing it to be truth, knowing it to be right here and now. As together we say, and so it is. And so we bring forth the great Steve Apperson, and I move this microphone. And we are going to, we're going to end the broadcast and thus the celebration this Sunday right after the song. So let me leave you with a most happy Thanksgiving. And I'm grateful, we all are grateful that all of you are here, that all of you have joined us. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Sometimes it seems like nothing matters to how you feel and the way things sort of are. We feel uptight, anxious, and a bit scattered. Dreams that once felt so near now seem a little bit far. Every day can offer you adventure, infinite wisdom and true thoughts that can be. You can unearth all your buried treasure, the shock and awe of your own reality. Let's check it out, yeah. Every day now we can make the difference. How the world turns, tosses and spins. We can touch countless lives by being insistent and just allow the best of life to begin. Don't have to search far for any answers to make you feel real complete. Oh. You don't have to chase a rapid rapture. You have it right there under your hot air, so let it flow. Just follow the beat of your soul. Gotta let it go. Peel away the armor of discomfort, that unease and tension you like to control. Timelines and deadlines will always give you a sideline between the spine line of being young or old. So stretch. Every now and then we may need a tune up and tune into a tone that's talk and tea. Allow a fleeting life for a learning lesson. No second guessing any love that we can reclaim. Don't always have to be in a hurry, caught up in a worry that will terrify and toll. Easy to deflect, absorb and scurry within the flurry that will overwhelm its goal. Follow the beat of your soul. Gotta let it go. Serious, original, unfiltered love. Serious, original, unfiltered love. Serious, original, unfiltered love. Serious, original, unfiltered love. Hit the Ed logo.
Hit it. Put a little chat music on.